about symbols, I'm going to show you how to create, edit, and manipulate reusable objects using Adobe Illustrator CS6. I have opened my sample file, the AI09, and I now want to open the Symbols panel. The Symbols panel is on the right-hand side of the Essentials workspace, and it looks like a clover. I'm just going to click and drag that out. If you don't see this, you can always click on the Window menu and come down to Symbols. So symbols are reusable objects that are stored, and I can click and drag instances of these symbols onto my artboard. I'm just going to select those. So these are some pre-installed symbols that you can use. You can also have a lot more options by using the flyout menu and go into Open Symbol Library, and then maybe choose logo elements, and I can drag instances of those symbols out. You can see anytime I drag them onto my artboard, they get added to the symbols I'm using in this project. I can also click on the first one, hold down the Shift key, click on the last one and logo elements. Now I can drag that to my symbols panel, and all of those will get added into my symbols panel. This enables me to close down the logo elements and still use those objects. I'm going to select those and just delete them from my artboard. I'm also going to shift click on the first and last symbol in my symbols panel and hit the trash icon just to delete those symbols. Now I'm going to expand my layers panel and create a new layer, but I'm going to hold down the Alt or Option key on my keyboard when I do that, just so I can rename it to logo. Okay, so with the selection tool selected, I'm going to drag a box around the bottom left text, that fly away, and in the layers panel, I can click on the blue box that's to the right of layer 1, which tells me I have content selected, and I can drag that to the logo layer. So now when I hide layer 1, I can see just the bottom left text is placed on my logo layer. Okay, I'm going to collapse the layers panel, just reposition the symbols panel a little. With Fly Away selected, I can click and drag this over my symbols panel and it will add it as a symbol. I'm just going to call this Fly Away logo. Anytime I want to use that, I can drag an instance to my artboard. So I'm going to just drag one instance onto my artboard, and now I'm going to load up some symbols from another project that I've been working on. So I'm going to click on the flyout menu, choose Open Symbol Library, scroll down to Other Library, and browse to my AI09 Lessons folder, double click on Butterflies, and here you can see any symbols that I've been using in that project. So now I can shift click to select all of those butterflies and drag them to my symbols panel. And then I can close down that butterflies panel. Let's say I want another instance of this flyaway, another option. So I can click on it, and if I double click on this, you can see I get a dialog box that tells me I'm about to edit the symbol definition itself. So in this instance, I don't want to do that. I'm going to click cancel. What I'm going to do is choose this break link option from the top. This now breaks that link from this instance here with the symbol that it originated from. This enables me to select the text, open up the appearance panel, and change it. So I'm going to change the stroke just to an RGB yellow. And now I can click and drag this back to my symbols panel, and I can call this Fly Away Logo Yellow. Now I have two instances. I can always reorder elements by clicking and dragging them around in my symbols panel. I'm going to select Butterfly 3 and click and drag an instance of that to my artwork. Now I can keep clicking and dragging these individual instances out. But I also want to show you these symbolism tools. So I'm going to click and hold on the symbolism tool that's available, and then use this tear out menu just to drag that out so I have them all available. So the first option is the symbol sprayer tool, and I can click and drag and it will spray those symbols. I'm just going to hit delete. I can double click on that tool and get options, and this is always the case. I can always change those symbolism tool options. And right now I'm just going to change the intensity to about 5, and I'm going to keep these to average because I want to explore some of those options just in a little moment. So I'm going to click OK, and this time with that decreased intensity, obviously that's not as intense as it was before. So you may want to play around with these values just until you get exactly what you want. Also, you can increase or decrease the size of the spray by using the angle bracket key on your keyboard. So the right one will increase and the left one will decrease the size. So I'm going to spray some of those symbols on there. And then I'm going to jump over to the Symbol Sizer tool. And when I click over one of these symbols, you can see that it increases the size of just that one symbol. If I hold down the Alt or Option key when I click, it will actually reduce the size. So you can work on these individual elements, resizing them as you see fit. You can also use this Symbol Spinner tool. When you click and drag, you will see a small arrow that appears, which tells you which way you are turning or spinning these symbols. I can use the Symbol Shift tool to move individual parts of the symbol set around. And let's say I want to change all of these butterflies. I can do that by just double clicking on the butterfly 3 symbol. This takes me into this isolation mode. What it enables me to do is change the values of this symbol. So I'm just going to load up my fill color. I'm just going to take a yellow color, use the eyedropper tool, hold down the Alt or Option key. You can see that when I do that, it switches to the black eyedropper tool, which means it allows me to drop my fill color. So when I'm happy, I can exit this symbol editing mode by clicking the icon in the top left. And if I zoom out with Control or Command 0, you can see that that change has been applied to every symbol instance on my artwork. So now I can right click or control click on the Mac, choose Arrange and Center Back. I'm just going to replace this flyaway symbol with the original one, the black and white one. To do that, I just simply select it, choose the Replace option in the control panel and choose that original logo. So now I can select all of those elements on the artboard, click and drag it into the symbols panel, and I can put logo with butterflies. Now if you ever want to use these again, you can always save these out. You can place whatever symbols you want in the Symbols panel, then use the flyout menu, choose Save Symbol Library, place them wherever you want. I'm just going to simply call these My Symbols and hit the Save button. Now I can load them up anytime I want. So I can delete all of my symbols and I can always bring them back in. Just like we did before, adding the content to your symbols panel. So hopefully this gave you a good overview of symbols. Now you can use them for reusable objects throughout your illustrations.
What are we doing today? Free time?
No, Miss Thompson.
What? Hi, how are you?
Can you give her extra work?
Yes.
She already said yes for you.